forward into Death Valley, and so much has happened to this team and community in the meantime. Most of it tragic. And to a man, these Tigers are hurting because they couldn't bring joy to their fans last week in Wisconsin. They're going to try again tonight. Welcome to the SEC on ESPN. Remember, Les Miles was on the hot seat late last year, saved his job. Now he's back on the hot seat again. And here we are ready to go in Death Valley, about an hour behind schedule because of some lightning in the area. It's past now, and hopefully we're going to be fine the rest of the night. He's Dusty DeBorchek. I'm Clay Matvick. Kaylee Hartung is down on the field. And here come the Bayou Bengals with the American flag held high. Les has got a smile on his face. He's keeping his chin up. Hasn't been easy to do. Breaking news for the Tigers tonight. Let's go down to Kaylee Hartung.
Well, guys, Leonard Fournette in sweats is not a sight that any LSU fans would like to see. The decision has been made to hold him from action today. Now, he aggravated an injury that he suffered during fall camp to his left ankle during last Saturday's game. He came out on the field with the team for warm-ups. They put him through those warm-ups, and with the time of the weather delay, as they evaluated him and spoke with him, they made the decision to hold him, to rest him, to have him ready for conference play next Saturday. I'm told he will be on the field against Mississippi State.
All right, so LSU without Leonard Fournette. And Dusty, this offense has had trouble in spades going back to last year and now this. Who needs to step up?
Darius Guy, sophomore, home run hitter, local kid from Baton Rouge, over 8 yards a carry a year ago. He's electrifying. He's got speed, the ability to break tackles, but I'm also looking for Brandon Harris to step up. This LSU passing attack has got to be better. And, you know, here's the thing. Cam Cameron, he's kind of got that crutch when Leonard Fournette's in there. He's always running the ball so well. Therefore, it's easy to go away from the passing game. With Leonard Fournette out tonight, Brandon Harris has to step up and be a playmaker for this LSU offense.
Les Miles told us yesterday we could see 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks tonight. Brandon Harris is going to be on a short leash. You can see that the passing has been awful the last couple of years, to be frank.
It has, you know, and we're talking about core fundamentals from Brandon Harris. Needs to do a better job with his footwork. Just be calm back there in the pocket. Sometimes he makes more out of situations than what they are. Cam Cameron's going to put together a good game plan. I would recommend throw off schedule, first down, early throws, mix it up to where the defense doesn't know exactly what's coming.
Les Miles knows that this isn't your average FCS team that they're going up against tonight. Jacksonville State, FCS national runners-up last year, 17 FBS transfers, including running back Rock Thomas.
Rock Thomas, the 5-star recruit, Auburn kid, played against LSU just a season ago. 3 touchdowns in his debut last week for Jacksonville State. He's got speed. They want to get him on the perimeter. The best athlete on this Jacksonville State squad. Can't wait to see how he responds against the LSU Tigers.
The All-American on the sideline as we get ready to start here in Baton Rouge. LSU won the toss. They elected to defer. Special teams, another deficiency, you might say, in the LSU game all around last week at Lambeau Field.
There's no question. Poor punting, poor field position all day for the LSU Tigers. And you got to think in a game like this, with the athletes they have, a clear advantage here in the special teams game.
Cameron Gamble has it on the tee. Reggie Hall, LaWanda Bartoleben back to return. Saturday night in Baton Rouge, home opener 2016. DeBartoleben. Oh, and he is hit hard at the 13-yard line. This LSU team appears to be fired up as we are underway. A 14-yard return. Rucker on the stop. There's Eli Jenkins, dual threat quarterback, 6'2", 210 out of Birmingham. Almost 8,700 yards of total offense in his career, a program record.
Coach John Gross has tailor-fit this offense for Eli Jenkins and his skill set. Look for him to move the pocket, get him involved in the quarterback run game. But the guy also has a good, capable arm from in the pocket to deliver on all the throws. In my opinion, from film study, the best quarterback in this game here tonight.
First play is a pass. They swing it out to Rock Thomas. And he's across the 21, swarmed under by Ricky Jefferson and company. And that's a gain of 7 yards on the first play. Here are the impact players.
Rock Thomas, just get him the ball in space. You see right there out in the flats. Allow him to do what he does. He's got speed. He's got the ability to make people miss. Jamal Adams, one of the premier safeties in all of college football at Arden Key. Long, lengthy pass rusher off the edge for the LSU Tigers.
Jacksonville State's going to run up tempo as much as they can tonight. Second down and 2. Handoff, Thomas. And he's going to be short of the first down. Brought down by Greg Gilmore, Lewis Neal. It's a new 3-4 defensive scheme for LSU this year under Dave Aranda, the new defensive coordinator.
Last week, their first game with Dave Aranda at the helm, he was going against his old team, the Wisconsin Badgers. Walked on the field, said he felt a little uncomfortable. Said it was a surreal feeling against his old squad. He liked what he saw from the LSU Tigers and expect a much better effort in week number 2.
Trying to get off the field here on third down. Jenkins hands off again. It's Thomas, and they'll move the chains. Well, they're going to have success moving the chains tonight, especially success on first down if they're going to have a chance with LSU tonight.
Can't get behind the chains if you're Jacksonville State. First down, second down, put you in third and manageable. That's what we saw right there. Rock Thomas sneaking through, finding a way to get the first down.
First and 10, Jacksonville State from the 26. Jenkins, Cox fires to the outside. There's Anthony Johnson, senior receiver. That's a pickup of 7. John Gross, third-year head coach at Jacksonville State. He is a graduate of the school. 24-4 in 3 years. He has yet to lose a league game. Before coming to Jacksonville State, he was a high school coach and a very good one. Second down and 3. Said they'd run up tempo. We haven't seen a breakneck pace just yet.
Oh, no, yeah.
Thomas again. He's been the workhorse here early, up close to the 40-yard line. Kendall Beckwith, a middle linebacker for LSU, candidate for almost every major defensive award in college football, made the tackle, but another first down for Jacksonville State as they're moving the football.
Impressed by the Jacksonville State offensive line. Casey Dunn, the center, Justin Lee, the guard, opening up holes and giving Mr. Eli Jenkins time to throw the football there from the pocket. Several all-conference guys on this Gamecock offensive line. A good unit with a lot of starts. Great nucleus there up front.
Play fake. Jenkins rolling to his left, now looking right and running that way. Throws it on the run, a flag down. Man wide open, it's Thomas. Big play if it holds up. He is knocked out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Beckwith tapped him out, but there is a marker back at the 35 in Jacksonville State territory.
Looks like a hole right there.
Holding on the offense, number 58. 10-yard penalty from previous spot. Repeat first down.
That's Nick Johnson, the left tackle.
Nick Johnson right here on Godchow. Looks to me like he's got inside leverage right there. He's got a hold of the jersey, but he's inside the frame. Godchow gets the holding call, negates the play.
Spotted back at the 29 after the penalty. Jenkins sprinting out. He's going to tuck and run. He'll get a handful. And again, we said he's a dual threat guy. One of the best playmakers in the FCS. We have seen him run it. We've seen him throw it already. He played with a torn labrum in his throwing shoulder last year. Still threw for almost 2,800 yards and 21 touchdowns. LSU's got to be careful with this guy.
Tough kid, and you see right there his ability to get to the perimeter. I'd love to roll the pocket, give him those run-pass options where he can decipher what's open and what's the ability to make the big play.
4 receivers set. Thomas in the backfield. The Gamecocks playing without their best receiver tonight, senior Josh Barge, out with a foot injury. 2nd and 17. He throws it. Krenwick Sanders, the transfer from Wisconsin, the intended receiver. It's incomplete. Now 3rd and long, Dustin.
3rd and long. You got to be careful here. Thinking screen, thinking draw. Last thing you need on a 3rd and long situation, backed up on your own side, is a turnover.
Only regular season losses for that guy. To Michigan State and Auburn. Almost beat Auburn last year. They come in here unintimidated. 8th play of the series. 3rd and 17. They haven't helped themselves. A long play brought back because of a penalty. Jenkins going deep. Overthrew it, nearly intercepted. And Kevin Tolliver. Intended for Anthony Johnson, and the LSU defense will get off the field. Jacksonville State will punt for the first time.
Yeah, you like Jenkins goes up top, look for the go ball. Receiver shut down the route. Ball sails over his head. LSU gives up a couple of first downs right there. You got to think Jacksonville State likes to see themselves moving the football. Obviously a big penalty on first down, the holding call. Kind of slows down that drive for Jacksonville State. LSU gets exactly what they need. Give up a few plays, both their backs, get off the field, and get their offensive football.
Dean Kelly to punt. The Australian. Tre'Davious White, 3rd year, is the primary punt returner for LSU back deep. Fields it at the 31. Spins away from a couple of tacklers, then is steamrolled at the 30. Leonard Fournette taking the night off for LSU. So the offense will run without him. Brandon Harris needs a good night tonight at quarterback. The fans are certainly hoping for that.
LSU, LSU, LSU.
Number 21 LSU dropped 16 spots in the polls this week after the loss to unranked Wisconsin. Brandon Harris under a lot of pressure this offseason. It's only mounting. Completed less than 54% of his passes last year to the 6'3" junior from Bossier City. Was only slightly better at 57% last week. Not sharp, careless against Wisconsin with the 2 interceptions, including the one that snuffed out the last drive.
Brandon Harris has got to be better with his fundamentals, footwork, calm down and relax.
He wants to throw on first down. Does over the middle. Complete to Darrell Williams, the running back. That's a good pickup. We go down to Caleb.
Guys, nobody took last Saturday's loss to Wisconsin harder than Brandon Harris. So say all of his teammates who I spoke with this week. As they told me, they've got his back because what they have seen from Brandon Harris this summer through the offseason is a 360 change in his personality. He learned what he needed to do to be a better quarterback, a better teammate, and he learned how to listen.
Well, he's 1 for 1. 8-yard pickup. 2nd down and 2. That one did not look good. Intended for DJ Chark. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
High errant throw right there. Doesn't step into the throw. Footwork could be a little bit better.
How much do they trust him?
Well, coming out throwing the football, they want to trust him. They want him to prove that he can be the guy. But I would say based off the fact that, you know, haven't thrown the football much under Cam Cameron, I have to question exactly how much they do trust him.
Let's see who this is against. Jacksonville State jumped offside.
False start. Offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That's the left guard, Will Clapp. And this offensive line has had its issues too.
The defender is adjacent to you and he moves. The offensive guy has the ability to protect himself, therefore he can move. Thought that was a defensive offsides right there.
First penalty against the Tigers. So now 3rd down and 7. Harris throws incomplete. 4th down. Intended for Malachi Dupree, and that series right there looked eerily similar to the first series for LSU at Lambeau Field.
2 poor throws right there on 2nd and 3rd down. The Gamecocks come with the blitz, go man-to-man on the outside. Brandon Harris right here. You see the footwork. Feet aren't parallel with his shoulders, not stepping into the throw. Really good job there in coverage by Al Harris, getting physical. with Dupree on the outside.
Josh Brown, the punter, did not have a good week last week either. His first kick. Fair catch called for inside the 25 by Lawan to Bartoleben. 44-yard punt. That's a little better. Jacksonville State will have it in a scoreless game when we come back. Brandon Harris on the telephone with Cam Cameron, who's back upstairs now in the press box after a couple of games down on the field. He went 1 for 3 on that series. Did not look impressive. This was a team that only had 19 first half plays at Lambeau Field last week. Not a good start for the Tigers.
You can see by the look on Cam Cameron's face. A bit of frustration there for the offensive coordinator upstairs.
Josh Clemens into the game in the backfield for Jacksonville State. He's number 22, a sixth-year senior, SEC transfer. They fake the handoff to him, and it's Eli Jenkins. Will go ahead for a yard, maybe 2. Javonte Valentine, the nose tackle. Dismissed by LSU last summer, now getting a second chance with the Tigers.
Big boulder there in the middle. He goes all of 356 pounds. The big sophomore. Been working hard. But a key cog. They expect to be a key cog in this new 3-4 scheme in the middle of that LSU defense.
He's trying to lose 25 pounds here in the next couple of months. Aren't we all? Jenkins dumping it off to the near side. Intended for Clemens, incomplete. For more on Valentine, let's go down to Kayla.
Guys, he says he wants to lose 25 pounds in 4 weeks.
Oh!
Yeah, how about that? He says he believes it can be done as simply by cutting out dessert and greasy foods. A big focus of his time, right? Don't we all wish? Yeah. Conditioning, though. This is a guy who admitted to being tired by the second quarter of last week's game. He said he put in some extra conditioning work this week. Step 1 in a process.
He actually has to be happy that the rain came through here earlier because it has cooled off considerably from a couple of hours ago. Of course, pushed the start of our game back almost an hour because of lightning delays. Jenkins again finds a seam. Juke, first down and more. What a pretty move in the secondary by the quarterback, Eli Jenkins. Jamal Adams escorts him out, but it's a gain of 15 and a first down.
Yeah, a little midline zone read right there. Watch him as Eli Jenkins puts the foot in the ground, straight up the field. A little shake right there, breaking down the LSU defender. Eli Jenkins so lethal out in the open field, as you see right here. Getting out of bounds for the Gamecock first down.
Led them all the way to the national championship game last year. Lost to North Dakota State. The Bison winning a 5th straight title last year. First down and 10. And it's Rob Thomas. Thomas, one of 17 FBS transfers for Jacksonville State. Again, this is not an ordinary run-of-the-mill FCS program. John Gross has a great group of athletes that is already making it interesting here in Baton Rouge tonight.
There's no question. Big-time playmakers on this football team. John Gross right there, you know, goes all the way back to high school with Rock Thomas, his high school coach, till Rock's junior year, reunited here at Jacksonville State. Coach said just great to have him back in the room. Great to be back around this young man.
Second down and 7, high snap. Jenkins gets rid of it to the outside. Anthony Johnson after the catch will pick up 3. Jamal Adams lays the hard hit. One of the best in the country at what he does at strong safety.
There's no question. This is a tenacious defender. Flies around the football. You're going to see him all over the place. He'll play up high as a single high safety. He'll come down in the box. Does a little bit of everything. Very instinctive football player. Reminds me a little bit of the Honey Badger back when he played here at LSU. You know, Jacksonville State's had so much success running the football. Here on 3rd and 4, kind of feel like that's what we might see here out of Eli Jenkins in this offense.
Jenkins keeps. First down, Jacksonville State. Ricky Jefferson and Kendall Beckwith finally bring him down. They are 3 for 4 here in the early going on 3rd down.
It's a staple of what they do. Going to fake this sweep right there on the perimeter. Just a midline, put the foot in the ground. Get north and south right now. A staple of this Gamecock offense.
Into LSU territory. The first time here tonight, Josh Clemens Again in the backfield for the Gamecocks. Came to Jacksonville State from Kentucky before last season. 6.5 to go here in the opening quarter. And it is Clemens. He'll be spun down after a gain of 2. Gilmore in on the stop. Kick off your Week 1 NFL Sunday with ESPN at 10 a.m. Eastern. NFL Insiders Sunday edition. Then at 11, the new Sunday NFL Countdown crew of Chris Berman, Trent Dilfer, Charles Woodson, Matt Hasselbeck, and Randy Moss take you right up to kickoff. Boy, there are some personalities in the room on that show.
No question. It'll be a lot of fun to watch those guys on Sundays. Get you ready for your NFL action.
Already the 16th play for the Gamecocks in this football game. Jenkins underthrew it. Intended for Thomas out of the backfield on a wheel route. And it'll be 3rd and 8.
3rd and 7+. This is not where Jacksonville State wants to be. They want to stay in front of the chains. Be surprised we don't see Eli Jenkins go up top, looking for a couple of his favorite targets. They expect to get a couple of the transfers involved here today. Kenrick Sanders, as well as Shaq Davidson.
They rush 4. Jenkins flushed out. Adjusts, throws a wobbly ball into the secondary, and it was nearly caught by Sanders. But it's incomplete. 4th down, and LSU's defense again does its job.
Yeah, give up a couple of first downs, but 3rd and long, they get off the football field. Good job in coverage right there by Dante Jackson. Get his hand in there, knocking the ball away. Good job right there by the LSU defensive line, keeping contained. You saw Eli Jenkins spin out, try to get to the perimeter, look for some grass in front, but good job keeping contained by the LSU defense.
Secondary last week overall for LSU was really good. Again, the defense had some big plays in that game against the Badgers. Tre'Davious White lets it bounce over his head. It lands inside the 5. That's where LSU will have it. Looking at a long field with 5:22 to go in the first. Scoreless here in Baton Rouge. Season opener at home for LSU. Lost at Lambeau Field last week. Embarrassing loss to the Badgers. Now home for the first time. It was a bolo on the first series for LSU's offense. 3 and out. And now they've got a long field from the 5. Brandon Harris hands off to Darius Geis. His first touch, a gain of 3. Last drive, and Brandon Harris looks spotty.
Yeah, he does. Under pressure right here. Good job finding his little check down the middle of the field. Completion. But you see here, not stepping into his throws. He sails this one out on the outside. I don't like this at all. Look at his footwork. He's not stepping into the throw. He's stepping to the side. That's something Cam Cameron wanted to see improvement on. Didn't see the improvement there in the opening drive.
On 2nd and 7, he will throw it from the end zone. Time to throw. Deep ball, nearly intercepted. Should have been. There are a couple of Gamecocks in the vicinity. Jalen Hill, number 11. And Rashad Green, a Louisiana native. He was also in the area.
Looks like he's going to his tight end Jeter right there on the post route. Puts it out in front, but he sails the football and almost gives a gift to the Jacksonville State defense. That's a ball that should be picked off right there by the safety, Rashad Green.
Danny Etling, Justin McMillan, the backup quarterbacks to Harris. I think it's getting very close to seeing one of those guys come in soon.
You know, Coach Miles told us that Danny Etling, through practice, has earned the right to get his opportunities.
But he's on a short leash. Again, it's Geis. Geis will do most of the heavy lifting tonight. Leonard Fournette is out, and the crowd is getting on LSU as they're forced to punt again.
The Boo Birds are out. You know they don't like that. Very conservative play call right there as they're backed up, just giving the ball to Geis on 3rd and long. But I'm sure Cam Cameron, after he saw the previous pass, forced with nothing else to do but hand the ball off, take the football out of the hands of Brandon Harris.
Les Miles on his radio show this week told the fans, "I feel your pain." But this crowd, you can tell they're getting impatient. Josh Groudon from the end zone. And that is a kick that checks up at the 45, skips into the hands of DeBartolomeo. And Jacksonville State will have it in LSU territory when we come back from the studio update. All right, the battle at Bristol. Thank you very much. All right, not looking good offensively for LSU. Let's go down to Caleb.
As soon as Brandon Harris came off the field, it was straight to Les Miles. As Brandon tried to talk, Miles stopped him, said, "Relax, relax, relax." That's what Miles told us he needed to tell Harris and what he continues to tell him.
Jenkins. That's incomplete. Jefferson got a hand on it. It'll be second down. You can tell a kid to relax and relax, and what he has been seeing in practice has been good, but if it's not translating on the field during games, you might have to make a change.
Tough to relax. You know, the kid cares so much about this program, wants to do so well, putting all that pressure, and you saw the shot of him look dejected there on the sidelines. But I'm with you, Clay. I think it's time to give someone else an opportunity out there at the quarterback position.
Offside by contact. Defense number 95. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Well, nothing going LSU's way. That penalty against Edwin Alexander.
And this is what Jacksonville State wanted, to be in the fight early. To be in the fight, give themselves some confidence to know, hey, we can play with this team. We can come in here and we can win this football game. Early on in this football game, 2 quick 3-and-outs for their defense. Their offense showing the ability to get some first downs. They've got that confidence here early in this game.
On 2nd and 5, Jenkins is complete. Gavin Golson, first year on the football team after a terrific baseball career at Jacksonville State. He gets 6, and it's a first down. And there you see Danny Etling, the backup quarterback to Brandon Harris, a Purdue transfer. Known for having a strong arm, and we might see him on the very next series.
And Les Miles told us, as I said earlier, he's earned the right in practice to get out there and get his opportunity with this LSU offense.
5 first downs for Jacksonville State, none for LSU. Jenkins. He'll get 4. Duke Riley makes the tackle. Donnie Alexander fired in there, but there's nobody home. And Jenkins, who is very elusive, another positive play.
Does such a good job. That's a read right there. It's a staple. We're going to see this all night long, but he's reading his man. As soon as someone commits and takes the running back, he's putting the foot in the ground. He's getting north and south right now. He's going to get positive yardage.
Jacksonville State went 13-2 last year. On 2nd and 6, complete to the 20-yard line. That's Jamari Hester, the big-bodied receiver. He is 6'6", 215 pounds, the converted tight end. Created separation with that size. And here is Jacksonville State in the red zone for the first time.
Love his size out there, little hitch, man-to-man coverage. But Dante Jackson, Hester wins that matchup right there. A nice ball on time and on target by the quarterback, Eli Jenkins.
Jenkins 5 for 11. He's also carried it 5 times for 30 yards. There's Thomas, runs into trouble and knocked down. Arden Key is there. Donnie Alexander helped clean up on the play. Arden Key he is going to have a big year for LSU.
Yeah, you know, his goal this year, 20 sacks, but I love his frame. He's 6'6", he's 240, he's long, had his hand in the ground last year in the 4-3. Now he's going to stand up now, 2 sacks in the opener against Wisconsin. This guy's got huge potential, rushing the passer off the edge, fluid hips. Could be good out in coverage as well. Good to see him right there stopping the run. That was my one question watching him on the film. Can he hold up with that long frame against the run? Nice job right there on first down.
Second down. Somehow making the catch is the tight end Jonathan Curry, the senior out of Phoenix City, Alabama. That's a gain of 7. It's going to make it a much more manageable third down here, Dusty, as we go under a minute to play in the quarter.
Playbook's wide open now for Eli Jenkins. Run the football, passing the football, run pass option, getting him outside the pocket. This is right where Jacksonville State wants to be.
Gamecocks driving. They've been good on third down here tonight. Jenkins, the keeper, looking for room on that right side, and there's not much there. It's going to bring up fourth down. It's Jamal Adams led the charge. Likely first-round pick in 2017, and you can see why.
That's when I think he's at his best. Up at the line of scrimmage, inserts himself almost as a linebacker, and you see him get the big stop right there on third down.
Well, there's Etling. The headset on, probably talking to Cam Cameron. It's likely we see the backup quarterback for LSU the next time the Tigers get the ball. That is the end of the first quarter. It's a scoreless game. Intense Baton Rouge. No score as we go to the second quarter. LSU starter Brandon Harris has taken a seat next to Leonard Fournette, who's out tonight. Danny Etling ready to go into this ball game when the offense retakes the field. It was not a pretty first quarter for LSU. 6 total plays, 12 total yards, did not pick up a first down.
Very reminiscent of what we saw last week at Lambeau from this LSU offense in the first quarter.
Jacksonville State could take the lead here. Cade Stinnett, sophomore, left-footed, 290-pounder, bangs it through, and the Gamecocks are on the board first.
That was a problem for him last year on the road at Auburn. Missed 2 field goals, 1 for 1 so far tonight. I guess in a pinch, Stinnett could also drop down and play nose tackle for
yes,
you at 290. It's a big kicker. Man.
Don't matter to me, you don't want to get busted.
Yeah, Trevante Valentine may want to talk about diets. Who am I to talk?
No desserts, no carbs.
There's Danny Etling, Purdue transfer, sat out last year, the native of Terre Haute, Indiana. You think he's got some butterflies right now?
You know what, I bet excitement, right? I mean, there's nowhere to go but up. I mean, based off what we've seen so far from this LSU offense, it's a big opportunity. He needs to step in and show that he can take command of this offense. He can put together a drive. He can actually throw the football down the field and get this LSU Tiger offense going. You saw him getting dapped up by the offensive line. During the break, we saw the different offensive linemen going over there to him. I'm sure they're telling him, we got your back. We're ready for you to go ahead and take command of this offense.
Les Miles, true to his word, said, I'm going to give Brandon Harris every chance to keep his job. But if things do not go well, he's going to be on a short leash, and we have seen that come to fruition here tonight.
You kind of have to, right? I mean, Aaron throws on the first drive. Second drive should have been interception there on second down. I really think that Brandon Harris left the LSU coaching staff in a situation where they had to go elsewhere and give Danny Etling an opportunity.
Dante Jackson, Nick Brissett back to return. It'll be Jackson coming out of the end zone from about 4 yards deep. Finds some room. Dante Jackson. He's gone, but there are markers down. 100+ yards, but hold everything.
Going to be a blocking back right there. Foster Moreau.
During the return, holding number 17 and receiving team. 10-yard penalty for spot foul. First down.
And so Xavier Lewis.
I think they could have taken their pick there. Blocking the back, it looked like, as well as a hold. Yeah. Hold by 17. Foster Moreau looked like a block in the back. You hate to see that right there.
Listen to this crowd as Danny Etling takes the field for the first time. His first play. Drops back. Throws. Deep ball to the sideline. Colin Jeter, the tight end. Can't come up with it. Second down as we go down to Caleb.
During the last Jacksonville State possession, the phone rang on the LSU sideline. Danny Etling picked it up. It was a quick conversation. While I have no idea what was said, it was very apparent as Etling put his helmet on, then walked the length of the sideline, high-fiving his teammates, some fist bumps, him saying, "Let's go, we've got this." As he got to the end of the bench, his center, Ethan Posted, got up. They went through some snaps together. I saw confidence and encouragement out of Danny Etling.
He's got to be excited. He'll give it to Darrell Williams here. And he'll get 4. It's going to be third down and fairly long for LSU. You could sense, though, that this crowd was ready for a change, too.
Yeah, you could. The cheers came in when Danny Etling jogs in. They just want to see this LSU offense have some rhythm, have some passing game, have some balance. Something we haven't seen so far this season out of the Tigers.
Well, there'll be a roar from the crowd if they can pick up this first down. Third down and 5. They're 0 for 2 so far on third down.
Got to think easy throws here for Danny Etling. Hitches, slants.
We haven't seen Traven Doral yet get involved. Number 83. Lined up to the bottom of your screen. They're going to come underneath to Darrell Williams. He makes the catch, and they'll move the chains for the first time tonight.
Like what I saw out of Danny Etling right here. Surveys the field, wanted to go to the hitch. First read wasn't there, second read wasn't there. Throws it to the check down to get the LSU first down.
He has played quite a bit of football. 12 starts at Purdue between 2013 and 14. Threw for 2,500 yards and 16 touchdowns over 2 years. And now he's running this offense, which needs an infusion of excitement and efficiency. Oh, that should have been caught by Dupree. He's had drop problems here in the early season. Couple of drops at Lambeau, and now that was a sure big play.
Got to catch that if you're Malachi Dupree. Ball delivered a little bit behind him, but hits him right in the hands. Took his eyes off the ball, looked like. Got to catch that football. Jacksonville State brought the blitz from the field right there. Man-to-man coverage. Malachi Dupree comes open. Danny Etling delivers a ball that's got to be caught.
Brandon Harris started the game. 2 series, 2 3-and-outs. Now Danny Etling under pressure. Comes underneath to Williams. Got a block. Springs free. First down and down to the 46-yard line. Darrell Williams. He's going to be involved a lot tonight with Leonard Fournette out, and he's doing good work.
Like the play call right here. It was a boundary blitz from the Gamecocks. Brought the corner. Screen set up perfectly right where the blitz was coming from. And you see Mr. Williams right here. A little shimmy shake. Making a guy miss. Getting the open field. Another LSU first down.
First time in Jacksonville State territory. There's Leonard Fournette. Left ankle injury out tonight. Edling on the play fake, throws another deep ball, wide open. Deshaun Smith, touchdown. Penalty flag down. There's a flag at the 27-yard line. on Marlon Bridges. And this LSU offense desperately wanted to, among many things, get the tight ends involved tonight, and they've done that.
Yes, they have. Boy, you wanted a good start for Danny Etling, get him some confidence. Right there, a couple of first downs, a nice third down throw to extend the change, and right there, the nice deep ball to the tight end on the sidelines for the LSU Tiger touchdown.
A 46-yard touchdown pass for Danny Etling. Colby Delahousse, and no, blocked. So nice special teams play by the Gamecocks, but LSU takes the lead. The tight end, Deshaun Smith, with the touchdown. Danny Etling, one of the most popular men in Baton Rouge at the moment. Brandon Harris, he's a good teammate. After a tumultuous summer in Baton Rouge and the surrounding area, these LSU fans wanting desperately to have something to cheer about, and they're finally starting to get it. Danny Etling with a touchdown pass of 46 yards to Deshaun Smith. Cameron Gamble to kick off. Hall and DeBartolomeo back to return. And the Gamecocks will start at the 25-yard line. Dusty, 6 plays in the first quarter for LSU with Harris at quarterback. 6 plays on the scoring drive.
Yes, it was. And Glove right here, a little wheel route. Going to isolate the linebacker, McCandless right here. Love it right here, a little zone read. You get the linebacker to freeze, match up a tight end who's athletic. A dime over the shoulder allows Deshaun Smith to run after the catch. Look at him right here, steps into the throw. Quarterback likes what he sees. Again, when you talk about confidence for a young quarterback stepping into this role, into this stadium, Cam Cameron couldn't have drawn it up better than the way that first drive went for Danny Etling.
Brandon Harris started the game, 2 series and out. Etling comes up aces in the first hand he's dealt. Rock Thomas, the run. A couple yards. Now, how does this defense feed off the emotional high that LSU just gave them offensively?
Energy. You can feel it. The stadium's got the energy. The sidelines had the energy. They got to have an offense that can score, that can move the football. And you saw right there, the nice stop on first down. I expect a lot of energy and good play right here from this LSU defense.
On second down and 8, Jenkins throws complete. That's DeMontez Terry. He's got a first down and he walks it out of bounds. A little bit short of the 40-yard line.
Just before the LSU defense and Jamal Adams took the field, Adams embraced Etling and said, "We got you."
Didn't take long for the guys to rally around the new guy running the offense.
Not at all. You know what you don't like to see here. Dave Aranda going to be upset. Tackling an issue a week ago. Missed tackle right there on the outside led to the Jacksonville State first down. Extra week of tackling drills for Dave Aranda and his bunch on that side. Didn't pay off right there on that one.
First down at 10 from the 37 for Jacksonville State. It's Eli Jenkins. Big play. First down and more. On his feet inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. That is a run of 35 yards.
Huge play right there for Eli Jenkins. Same play we've been seeing all night. Little read right there on the outside. Defender commits to the running back, and you see the speed out in the open field. Playmaker at its best right there for Eli Jenkins.
7 carries now, 65 yards for Eli Jenkins, averaging 9 yards per carry. Jenkins pumps, lobs it over the middle. Man makes the catch near the 2-yard line. It's Sanders, but there's a flag down. This one's coming back.
Personal foul, chop block, number 58 and 69 in a high-low combination. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
It's on the left side. Nick Johnson, the tackle. Justin Lee, the guard.
See right here, Justin Lee. He goes down first. Nick Johnson engages. Can't do that. Want to protect these defensive linemen. Nothing worse as a nose tackle. I can tell you, Clay, you're getting high load right there. Got to protect these guys, protect their knees. Referees all over that.
Justin Lee, a third-year starter. Nick Johnson, a senior. That's first and 25. From the 43, Jenkins will throw it into the secondary. It's tipped and lands incomplete. Monday Night Football is back September 12th with the annual doubleheader to cap off Week 1. It's 6:55 Eastern. Big Ben, Antonio Brown and the Steelers take on Josh Norman and the Skins. Then at 10:15, it's our West Coast matchup. The Niners hosting Todd Gurley and the LA Rams. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 5 Eastern. Think people are going to be looking at Colin Kaepernick for the start of that game?
I would say yes. That is affirmative, Clay. You know, interesting happening right here. Jamal Adams, one of the leaders of this LSU defense, not in the game, over on the sidelines.
On second and 25, it's Thomas. Finds some space along the sideline. And LSU closes in on him quickly. John Battle, the strong safety who backs up Adams, ran him out. It's a gain of 10. Third down coming up and long.
And that's what they want to do with Brock Thomas. Get him the football on the perimeter. Allow him to utilize his speed, his athleticism. Nice game right there on second down to make it third and somewhat manageable. This Gamecock offense.
Dave Aranda's defense being tested again. Now that LSU is playing with the lead. Jacksonville State 50% on third down so far tonight. They're 3 of 6.
Look for Jenkins to be aggressive. Go after this first down.
They're trying to throw for it. Steps up in the pocket, and he's smothered. Lewis Neal, the defensive end, coming off a great junior year. And that's the first sack for LSU, fourth down.
Nice job right there by Lewis Neal. Get the sack. But I got to give this credit to the guys in the back end. As we're going to take a look here. He wants to go there. Nobody's home. Nobody's open at the sticks. Eli Jenkins goes down for the sack.
Now they're keeping the offense out on the field. Play clock inside of 5. Jenkins drops back, and he's going to pooch punt it. Sends it toward the LSU sideline, out of bounds, near the 20. So LSU will take over. And Danny Etling on his first test as the new LSU quarterback threw a touchdown. We'll see what he does for an encore when we come back to Baton Rouge. LSU ready to go back to work on offense with Danny Etling at the controls, leading 6-3 with 8:42 to go before half. Famous LSU alum Shaquille O'Neal inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame last night. A lot of smiles in the room. He was funny, and he was one of the 10-member class of 2016, which also included Allen Iverson and Cheryl Swoops. There's a 900-pound bronze statue on campus of Shaq. Congratulations to him. Darius Geis is going to get his share of touches tonight with Fournette out of the game. And that is a big run on first down. Darius Geis only had 2 touches last week. 1 was a fumble. That run 32 yards into Jacksonville State territory.
Counter coming back. Big gaping hole for Mr. Geis. Puts his foot on the afterburners. See him right there. Good block by 84. The tight end Moreau opening that big gaping hole. And Darius Geis hits it downhill for a big gain on first down.
Gonna run it again. Geis this time hitting the backfield and dropped for a loss. snaps go down to Kaylee.
Guys, every time Darius Geis is off the field, he's in the ear of Leonard Fournette. Those two have had constant communication throughout this game. Fournette not using a whiteboard to show him anything. He was at one time using bodies of teammates to help diagram a play to make sure Geis understood where he needed to be.
I'm going to be listening to a Heisman contender if I'm in the ball game now, and he's a great resource. Geis dots the I behind John David Moore, the junior fullback. Pass play on 2nd and 11. There's Traven Durrell getting a touch. Not going to be much of a gain, maybe 4 yards. Marlon Bridges wraps him up. They'll give him 5.
Blitz coming off the edge there for Jacksonville State from the field. Nice job picking up by the LSU offensive line and running backs. A little quick hitch route right there. Danny Etling getting the ball out quickly.
See, Harris was 1 of 4, just 8 yards, didn't get a first down. Etling, so far, been very efficient. See if they can pick it up here. They need the 37. Etling from the Tiger's eye throws a strike to Chark. DJ Chark, he's been waiting a long time for that. His first career reception, and it moves the sticks.
I like the play design right there by Cam Cameron. He's going to roll the pocket to the right side. Inside receiver right there, Chark. You just go out there in the flats, wide open. Outside receivers, set a natural pick, and as we see right there, Darius Jackson comes in, hits Etling below the knees.
1st and 10, they go back to Geis. And again, he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and thrown back. That's McCandless, the weak side linebacker, one of their best defenders, making the stop. Going back to DJ Chark, they're looking for a number 3 receiver in that receiving core. And Damian Craig is the wide receivers coach. They know they can count on Durrell and Dupree most of the time. They can count on Dupree. He's had the drops as of late, but Chark is a great candidate to be that number 3 guy.
Absolutely. Nice job catching the football in the open field. And with the emergence tonight of some tight end play, all of a sudden now weapons at Danny Etling's disposal.
He goes back under center. Ethan Posick here. Deep drop, hands off to Geis, looking for room right up the middle. We'll get a few, but it's going to be 3rd and fairly long coming up for LSU. Saran Neal made that stop.
Danny Etling's been perfect on 3rd down so far, making good decisions, delivering the football on time and on target. 3rd and long right here. We've seen Jacksonville State bring pressure, play man on the outside. We'll see if they stick to that plan. Try to get the ball out of Danny Etling's hand quicker than he'd like.
And Cameron back upstairs in the play calling. 3rd down and 8. Etling, deep ball to the end zone. Contact, flag. Al Harris Jr., a transfer from South Carolina and son of the former Pro Bowler. He's going to be penalized here.
Yeah, Jacksonville State plays coverage right there. Definitely the right hand.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
The right call made right there on Al Harris Jr. The right hand gets hooked around the neck before the pass gets there. See right there, he's there early. Good call by the official.
Third penalty against Jacksonville State. We'll spot this just inside the 15-yard line. Everything has changed, just the entire feel of this offense for LSU since the change of quarterback.
Without question, Danny Etling making a huge improvement for this Tiger offense.
Geis close to a 1st down. Bridges probably making a touchdown saving tackle there.
Well, they love the toss play right here at LSU, and you see him getting out in front of his blockers. Man, Geis has another gear when he puts that foot in the ground, hits the accelerator. Another LSU 1st down.
SEC all-freshman team last year. Geis Be critical to giving Fournette a break here and there. He's doing more than that tonight with Fournette on the sideline. That left ankle injury. They did give him the first down. 1st and goal for LSU. On the 8th play of the series, it's Geis again. Picking his way toward the end zone and spins in. Touchdown Tigers. 4-yard touchdown run for Geis. His first touchdown of the year.
Patience. Nice cut right there by Geis. It's not there to the outside. Puts that left foot in the ground. Gets north and south. Fights for the Tiger touchdown.
Colby Delahousse on for the extra point. He had one blocked already tonight. That one gets over the defense and splits the uprights. And it's a 10-point lead for LSU. 8 plays, 79 yards. Danny Etling at quarterback, leading another scoring drive. Geis rams it in. You're watching the SEC on ESPN back in Baton Rouge. It was 70-30 pro Wisconsin last week at Lambeau. Tonight, almost nothing but purple and gold here in Death Valley. Alongside former Oklahoma Sooner Dusty Dvorak, I'm Clay Matvick. It's now 13-3 Tigers. We've had 2 instances of lightning tonight. The one that put us behind about an hour, and the other one being Danny Etling, the new quarterback at LSU. He's led a couple of touchdown drives. DeBartoleben across the 20, the 23. Let's get a Tennessee Virginia Tech update in the studio. What a setting. 150,000 in Bristol.
Most people ever to attend a football game in this country. Great venue there at Bristol Motor Speedway.
So now Jacksonville State. They've had a couple of drives in LSU territory stopped by penalties of their own making. That is picked out of the air by Krenwick Sanders, the Wisconsin transfer, in free flight. The 20-10 touchdown. A 76-yard touchdown reception and run. And just like that, Jacksonville State is back in this one.
Here on the outside, he's got Sanders, just a little in-cutting route. Adams tries to undercut the throw. He misses, and it's a foot race to the end zone. Foot race at the Wisconsin transfer. Mr. Sanders is going to win every single time. Jacksonville State needed an answer. They got just that on the opening play of the drive.
Sanders got to campus in Jacksonville, Alabama just a couple of weeks ago. They got him up to speed in the offense, and you can see that he is a weapon.
Wanted to integrate him into this offense. Didn't show up to the first day of school. Several weeks into camp.
Cade Stinnett with the extra point. And the Gamecocks within 3.
Krenwick Sanders with the big run. 13-10 here at Tiger Stadium.
No school has been through more adversity in recent months than LSU. July 5th, Alton Sterling was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police officers. Less than 2 weeks later, 3 Baton Rouge police officers were shot and killed. July 23rd, kicker Colby Delahousse was injured in a car accident that killed former Michigan State punter Mike Sadler and Nebraska punter Sam Foltz. Then starting August 8th, historic rain. Catastrophic flooding, 25 inches of rain fell over 2 days alone. 13 people died. Over 60,000 homes reported damaged. And several members of the LSU family, including the LSU tight ends coach, affected directly by that, Dusty.
Coach Insminger's house big part of the flood. And, you know, talking to players yesterday, they said he set the pace for the team. Told the team it's only possessions. Loved ones are okay. Got to move forward. Players, coaches alike really looked and leaned on him in this difficult time. What a strong man he was for his players and for the city of Baton Rouge.
And Kaylee is a Baton Rouge native. She's working the sidelines tonight. Kaylee?
Guys, after the shootings and the protests and as racial tensions heated up this summer, Brandon Harris told me he and his teammates had conversations asking each other, what can we do to help this community?
Penalty on this snap.
Offside, by contact, defense, number 40, 5-yard penalty, main first down.
And before this LSU football team could even get on the field in an effort to try to win a game in hopes of lifting the spirits of this community, those devastating floodwaters hit. Now, I was with the LSU football team as they visited one of the largest shelters in the Baton Rouge area in the days after the flood. At one point, that shelter had 4,000 flood victims in it.
Unbelievable.
The reaction from the players, the humility they experienced was incredible. But the smiles they were able to give to the faces of people who'd lost everything was not lost on them.
Thanks, Kaylee. Darius Geis on that carry. You drive around Baton Rouge, Dusty, and you see the people in our hotel alone, the FEMA workers who are here, you know, trying to get this thing fixed. And they are doing a great job because you and I, we said Baton Rouge really looks great. I mean, there are outlying areas that we haven't seen that are still trying to dig out of this thing, but it really is amazing what people have done to help get this back.
Over $15 billion in damages here in the city of Baton Rouge, and just thoughts, prayers go with everybody as they try to get through this tough time.
Loss of 2 on that last play. On 2nd down and 7, there's Geis with another big run. One man to beat. Let's see where they mark him out. Marlon Bridges is going to be credited with the tackle. They're going to spot it at the 17-yard line. A run of 44.
Great job getting out in front. Another counter. Guys hitting the afterburners. As we take a look here, 75. Getting out in front. 81. Colin Jenner. Clearing a path for Darius Geis. Another big gain there for the LSU Tiger offense.
And LSU wants to take a timeout here with 2:30 to go. Actually, bench was calling for it. They never took it. And now hitting the backfield is Darrell Williams by Saran Neal, the Sam linebacker, for a loss of 3. The LSU bench wanted a timeout. And again, there's a new quarterback in there, Dusty. Maybe some communication issues.
Looked to be so. He's looking to the sidelines. Looked like they wanted a timeout. He sticks with the play. Maybe the best call would have been to get the timeout. Get themselves in a better play. Saran Neal playing that nickelback position. Very athletic, a physical player. He's new to that position. Nice job right there on 1st down. Making the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Second and 13. Etling got a little pressure off the edge. Dumped it off to Geis. Making his way to the end zone. Dives. Tried to anyway over Green. Made a touchdown saving tackle. It's a 19-yard play. 1st down and goal from the 2.
Boy, Cam Cameron is dialing up the right plays at the right time. All-out blitz right there for Jacksonville State. They got the screen pass on. Wide open right there for Darius Geis.
You said at the top with Fournette out, Geis is the guy that's got to step up.
And he has here tonight in the pass game, on the ground, running between the tackles, that counter play. Been explosive for this LSU Tiger offense here in the 2nd quarter.
There's Burkeithen Mouton, the fullback, barrels in from a couple yards out. And this is an inspired offensive bunch now. 3 straight touchdown drives.
This looks like a completely different offense play. I mean, 3 straight drives under the helm of Danny Etling, 3 touchdowns. The production they're getting right now. And how about the answer? Jacksonville State strikes with a big play, defense, offense right back on the field. Drive down, get another Tiger touchdown.
Colby Delahoussaye, who got his place kicking job back this year after Trent Domingue transferred to Texas, makes it 20-10 LSU.
Cam Cameron's dialing it up tonight. They bring the blitz, call the screen, linemen get out in front. Darius Geis down to the goal line on a big night. Give it to the fullback as the Tigers get in the end zone.
The mailman's here. Happy to see that this offense is delivering. It's now 20-10 Tigers. He's the dad of KJ Malone, starting left tackle for LSU. His son and that offensive line, part of an inspired bunch now since Danny Etling came in at quarterback. 3 straight touchdown drives.
Getting it done, giving Danny Etling time to throw the football, opening up gaping holes for Darius Geis in the running game. And the offensive line, as I watched it last week, I didn't think they played as well as they're capable. Here in this second quarter, this LSU Tiger offense clicking on all cylinders, offensive line included.
Campbell kicks it off. And this is returnable for Lawan DeBartoleben. Great coverage by the special teams. There's a flag down. Actually 2 flags with just over a minute to go here before half. And let's find out what's coming up on the half.
During the return, block in the back, receiving team number 26. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
All right, thanks, Brendan. Boy, that guy, Danny Etling, he's got to be feeling 10 feet tall and bulletproof right now. Just happy that he's been given an opportunity and he's taken advantage of it.
That's what it's all about. That's what sports are about. When you're given an opportunity, you better maximize that opportunity. And Danny Etling here tonight has done that and some. And again, I go back to Cam Cameron, Les Miles talking about how Danny Etling has earned this opportunity here tonight through practice play. Boy, it's on display here tonight.
192 total yards since Etling has come in. And it's an offense that really struggled last week, too. Just 257 total yards for the offense in the game against Wisconsin. Eli Jenkins wanted ahead. Timeout. LSU. And try and get an opportunity again offensively. Maybe give Etling another shot here before the end of the half.
And I think that right there speaks to the confidence they have in him. Brandon Harris in the game, they're not calling timeouts right here, trying to get him the ball back, give him another opportunity. They're taking it to half with the lead. But again, as you said, feeling 10 foot tall, they just want to get this kid to rock. Let him put up some more points.
Another guy we might see tonight, Justin McMillan, the 3rd string quarterback, a redshirt freshman out of Texas. But the way things are going with Danny Etling right now, it would appear that he's going to be the starting quarterback for next week's game against Mississippi State and the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I don't see how it could be anything but. I mean, based off a quarter of play that we have to look at, he's been fantastic here tonight. Get a look there at Justin McMillan out of Cedar Hill, Texas. Cam Cameron, speaking very highly of him, led his high school team to 2 Class 6A state championships, and being a guy who played a little high school football in the great state of Texas, that's no small feat, I can tell you right now, Clay.
Yeah, you're a Texan. You don't have boots on like Luganville, though.
I'm a Texan, but don't tell people in Oklahoma. That's where I live now.
Yeah. And he's not a Texan either, but he just wears the boots.
Yeah.
Pressure coming here from LSU on 2nd down and 7, but this is going to be whistled dead. Flags on the field. Ken Williamson, a referee tonight. It's an SEC officiating crew. And that's going to be against the Gamecocks. At least that's what the indication is from the LSU Tigers. This started well for John Gross's Gamecocks tonight.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 56. 5-yard penalty, and then 2nd down. Please put 56 seconds on the game clock. 56.
But as we inch toward halftime here, Dusty, no doubt LSU has the momentum now that they were looking for.
Thank you.
Mo was on their side, no question. I think you can attribute all that to Danny Etling, the spark he's brought to this LSU offense. Lethargic through the first 5 quarters of the season. All of a sudden now seem unstoppable here in the second quarter.
It has been tense around here this past week after the embarrassing loss to Wisconsin, maybe the most embarrassing for Les Miles since he took the job here in Baton Rouge. And he's had to answer for a lot of things. He's had to defend Brandon Harris. He's had to defend his offensive coordinator, Cam Cameron.
Thank you very much.
Still having issues with the clock.
Well, that's the kind of guy Les Miles is. He's going to go to bat for his players. He's going to stand there and take it on the chin. He's going to take up for them. But at some point, you've got to turn the page. You got to give somebody else an opportunity. We saw that here tonight with Danny Etling.
Well, we still got more than a half to go. Sounded more and more like the Tiger Stadium we have come to know. Rock Thomas has been contained for the most part. And it's third down. Tonight, after Virginia and Oregon, Sports Center at night with Bucci and Anderson. Highlights from the U.S. Open Women's Final, Major League Baseball. Third round of the BMW Championship at Crooked Stick. NFL news, plus, of course, more college football. The Pilot Flying J battle at Bristol, where 150,000 are watching that game between Virginia Tech and Tennessee. That's Sports Center at night tonight on ESPN. This place here, Death Valley, holds over 102,000. One of the biggest on-campus stadiums in the country. But that scene tonight in Bristol is something to behold, I'll bet.
There's no question. You know, I've always heard about here in Death Valley. Beautiful stadium they have here. Facilities, top-notch, second to none. And I can now understand why this place gets the reputation that it has all throughout the country. Yeah, in a weather delay, they still show up in droves to cheer on their LSU Tigers. You know, we talked to these guys yesterday. They couldn't wait to get out here. Like a sanctuary. Everything the state of Louisiana, Baton Rouge has been through, as we discussed earlier, they just wanted to give them something to be happy about, something to have joy about. Maybe a getaway from the hard times they're dealing with in day-to-day life.
After the LSU timeout, 51 seconds to go in a 3rd and 7 for the Gamecocks. LSU hoping to get the ball back and give it back to Danny Etling in that hot offense. Jenkins keeps. He is going to be stopped well short of the first down. And another timeout quickly called by LSU. They're out for the half. Let's look at our game track, brought to us by Taco Bell.
Danny Etling, since the moment he's come in, the poise, been surveying the field, finding the open target, finally given his opportunity. Hasn't been short stuff down the field. We haven't seen down the field vertical passing from this offense in a while. Even getting him outside the pocket, rolling the pocket, several third downs. He's converted here today. Cam Cameron's done a great job calling plays, some screens, easy throws. Danny Etling, he brought his A game here tonight.
6 for 8, 100 yards already. And 1 touchdown. 3 straight touchdown drives. He came in with 12:21 to go in the first quarter.
They had 12 yards of offense in the first quarter, Clay.
Well, the first 2 series.
That's all there was in the first quarter.
Yep. Unbelievable. That's how it's changed. Tre'Davious White fields it at the 40. That's where he stood up, pushed back. He's going the wrong way.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Now he's got it in the right direction, and he's got blockers. Are you kidding? Tre'Davious White. If this holds up, I don't see any penalty flags. Touchdown LSU.
the LSU bench. Players leaving the team area.
I don't think Les Miles is going to mind that penalty. Third career punt return touchdown for Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious White, potential first-round draft pick. Last week, single-handedly kept LSU in the game against Wisconsin with a pick six, a fumble that led to their only offensive touchdown of the game. And you see him right there. Unbelievable athleticism. It looked like he was going the wrong way.
Yeah.
He was just playing with Jacksonville State.
Officially a 60-yard touchdown, but 30 of the yards went the wrong direction.
He was just setting up his blockers, Clay. He knew exactly what he was doing. This guy's got NFL talent written all over him. Defensively, talking with Dave Aranda, said this guy is locked in. Says the game just slows down for him. We talked to Tre'Davious White. Said through film study, he's really taken that next step. And you see the athleticism right there as he gets to the open field. He gets another 6 for the LSU Tiger offense.
So after that penalty against LSU, it's going to be a long extra point attempt for Delahousse, who had an extra point blocked earlier. This one's good. Sneaks it in inside that left upright. 27-10 now, LSU. SportsCenter top 10 nominee Tre'Davious White, his third career punt return touchdown.
I love the job right here. The convoy setting up the blocks. He gets out in the open field. That punter gets turned around. Great job breaking that tackle right there. Utilizing his speed. And the LSU blockers get out in front. The convoy's waiting, big man. As he takes it to the house for another LSU touchdown. 4th of this quarter. My, oh my, how things have changed here in Baton Rouge.
He was the best player on the field last week by far for LSU.
Playmaker.
21-yard interception return for the touchdown, the fumble recovery last week. He's the 8th LSU player to wear that special number 18 since Matt Mock wore it during the 2003 title season, which I know you remember well.
Why are you bringing up old stuff, man?
Didn't you play against LSU that year for Oklahoma?
I think so. I think that game was down in New Orleans, a little bit south of here. Is that the Sugar Bowl they call that? BCS national title game, maybe? Marcus Spears, former car league of ours. A little pick six for him to start the second half. You know, he went into the coach's offices, pictures of their national championship everywhere. I had to show you, Clay. I'm in some of those pictures. I wasn't quite as happy as the Tiger faithful.
I bet not. This is Reggie Hall now. Special teams doing its job. And let's look at this again. Tre'Davious White. And he goes 5, 10, 15, 20. 21 yards in the other direction before he turned it up the field.
It's all over but the pride at that point. You know, Saron Neal, the nickelback for Jacksonville State, had him tied up right there for a no gain. You got to make that tackle if you're Saron Neal. But Tre'Davious White was not going to be denied on that punt return.
It's going to be 27-10 at the half. LSU, which did absolutely nothing in the first quarter. Couldn't get a first down. Didn't move the football with their quarterback, Brandon Harris, getting the start. So Les Miles, as he said he might, makes a change. Danny Etling comes in, and the fortunes of the LSU offense and this team have suddenly changed. They've got a nice, comfortable lead going into the break. And LSU will have the football to start the second half. Danny Etling was just 2 and 10 as the Boilermakers starter. And for 2, he looks every bit the winner right now as we go down to Caleb.
Well, Coach, before that punt return, 3 straight offensive drives for touchdowns. Why do you feel this team responded so positively with Danny Etling leading it?
I think he just calmed down and just did the things that we asked him to do, and you know, that kind of execution's why we scored.
What convinced you it was time to take Brandon Harris out of the game?
Well, you know, we wanted him to be comfortable, and it obviously didn't appear to us that he was, you know, in the flow of the game. So we wanted to give him some time and not, you know, put the weight of the world on him.
Thank you, Coach.
See ya.
Les Miles has to feel good about the decision he made. His team has the lead at the half, 27-10. We now go to Brendan and Charles for the college football halftime report. Welcome back to Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. You're watching the SEC on ESPN, the home opener for the Tigers. And the pressure has been mounting on this team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Brandon Harris, the junior starter, did not look good in his 2 series. Played 1 quarter, and he was out of there. Danny Etling came in, and boy, did the fortunes of LSU change as we take a look at our championship drive brought to us by Dr. Pepper. 1 for 4 was Harris. 2 series and out. They did not get a first down. Etling comes in, 6 of 8, 100 yards and a touchdown. This is a team, Dusty, that the last 2 years has averaged less than 170 yards per game passing. Etling has 100 yards passing in 1 quarter.
The confidence, the poise, the comfortability that he showed there in that offense, delivering all the throws. You saw him go through his progressions, find the open man. I feel like everybody's inspired from this young man. The offensive line's blocking better, guys catching the football. Cam Cameron's calling a better game. Darius Grice getting going. How about the defense starting to swarm the football and the special teams? Everything's clicking right now for this LSU Tiger football team.
And a great use of timeouts at the end of that first half by Les Miles. Got the football into the hands of Tre'Davious White on punt return. They got a touchdown on a terrific play by White. And all of the momentum belongs to LSU. And you could just sense a sigh of relief on that sideline. And, well, the fans here in Baton Rouge. And LSU will get the football to start the second half. This is Nick Brissett on the return out across the 35 down at the 36-yard line.
How about the first 2 drives? Lackluster at best. 3 and out, punt, and then bring in Danny Etling, the new favorite LSU football player here in Baton Rouge. 6 plays, 70 yards and a touchdown. 8 for 79 and a touchdown, and 5 for 59 and a touchdown. He's been flawless so far. Let's see if it continues here in the second half.
The Purdue transfer and sat out last season after coming from Purdue. Had 12 starts with the Boilermakers. And it appears for now that LSU has found their quarterback. They'll hand it off to Darius Geis. He's over 100 yards rushing in this ball game as we go down to Caleb.
Guys, the margin of error in this game so small, as Jacksonville State's head coach John Gross just told me. He said, we've got to play about perfect on this stage now. He said with 4 minutes left in the game, going to the half, it was a 13-10 ball game, but the penalties for this team have kept costing them. Penalties were a problem for them a week ago, 102 in their week 1 game, 56 tonight. Gross saying he's pleased with the physical way his guys have played. He doesn't see wide eyes. They just need to cut down on these penalties.
They've got a lot of talent on the field. There's no doubt about it. And there's going to be a flag here. Speaking of penalties. And 6 penalties for 56 yards.
Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
But that one's going to go against LSU.
Jacksonville State can't come in here to a place like Death Valley, have self-inflicted penalties, and expect to come away with a win.
Maya Tahuma, the starting right guard, starting there because Josh Butte is, of course, serving that 1-game suspension.
Tahuma's having a heck of a game here tonight. Open up big holes for Darius Grice all night.
Butte, that late hit at the end of that Wisconsin game. Darius Geis on that carry will pick up a few, second down and long.
And I thought the right move by Les Miles to suspend him. There's no place for that in the game of college football. Clearly a frustration out of Josh Butte at the end of that Wisconsin game. After the big interception, the errant throw here by Brandon Harris, trying to lead him back to a comeback, gets up, Just uncalled for. There's no place for that in the game of college football.
Dakota Dixon just took a blast. He's all right. 2nd and 12. Etling directing traffic. And he's going to have a nice run there, short of the first down, but it's going to be certainly 3rd and manageable now.
Well, Wisconsin's Dakota Dixon, reacting to Butte's suspension, says he wishes he wasn't suspended. Dixon said, I wish people wouldn't bash him so much in the media. He said people have no idea what it's like to be in a situation like that, a game time situation. He said people handle their frustrations differently. He says he wouldn't have handled his like that, but it's okay. You live to fight another day. Dixon says he's okay. Butte's okay.
Hey, I appreciate that, and I think that's good sportsmanship on Dixon's part, but I think there are a lot of people who disagree. That carry across the 40-yard line by Mouton.
Played quite a bit of football in my lifetime. And I can assure you, I've never let my frustrations, my emotions get to the best of me to a degree like that.
That was a cheap shot. And that's why Tuhuma's getting the start and playing the lion's share of the snaps here tonight for this O-line, which was rebuilt in the offseason, shuffled during camp because of injuries. I think we're seeing it find some traction tonight. 1st down at the 40-yard line. Etling evades the rush, throwing toward the end zone. Dupree, underthrown, intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Hall. First turnover of this ball game.
Etling right here. His first mistake of the night tonight. Darius Jackson with a good rush off the edge. Good job stepping up in the pocket. Takes his shot down the field. Underthrown right there. Nice play to open up the second half for the Jacksonville State Gamecocks.
This Jacksonville State team tonight, we saw them weather the storm early, no doubt about it. They've got 8 starters back on the defensive side of the ball, including Hall. It's an FCS team that went all the way to the national championship game last year. They're in this ball game here in the 3rd quarter, and with Eli Jenkins, their terrific quarterback, who carries there for 2. You know, anything can still happen in this ball game.
This is a team full of fight, Clay. They're not giving up. I can promise you that. John Gross, a quality coach. As you said, Eli Jenkins leading this team. They've got talent all over the place. They're going to fight to the end here in Death Valley.
Jacksonville State, located about midway between Birmingham and Atlanta. It's incomplete. Terry, the intended receiver. And they are the unanimous pick to win the OVC again this year. They're the only team in the FCS or FBS to go unbeaten in conference play the last 2 years.
Amazing what John Gross has been able to do there. Close to winning a national championship a season ago. Big aspirations here in year number 3 with John Gross, the head coach.
Trying to convert on 3rd down and 8. They started 3 for 4 in this ball game. They're 0 for their last 4.
Can LSU put some pressure? Get a rush.
Jenkins sets to throw, whips it down the field, incomplete, intended for Sanders. And Dante Jackson, who's been busy in the secondary for LSU, is in on the coverage.
Pressure right there on Eli Jenkins. Has to rush the throw just off the hands of his receiver. Take a look here at Arden Key. Up and underneath here on the tackle. You see the move, the power, the speed. Forces the quick throw from Eli Jenkins.
Dave Aranda, one of the most talked about coaching hires of the offseason, in charge of that defense now. Remember, Tre'Davious White on the last punt return took it 60 yards to the house. He watches this one roll out of bounds. Good field position for LSU. They've got the ball in the lead when we come back. celebrating its 12th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets. Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. To date, Allstate has donated millions in scholarship money. Alongside Dusty Dvorak, former Oklahoma Sooner and Chicago Bear defensive tackle on play Matt, Kaylee Hartung down on the field. A Baton Rouge native is Kaylee. As Darius Geis on that carry for 3 yards. Geis has been an inspiration too on the offensive side for LSU.
Been fantastic tonight at the half, over 9 yards a carry. You see him right there at 8.4. You've seen the speed, the patience, the vision, ability to catch the football in the backfield. Darius Geis, the highly recruited running back from right here in Baton Rouge a season ago, giving you all the goods here tonight.
There's Etling setting, lobbing it. Man open, it's Geis, and he can't hang on. Well, he's a good receiver, too, for a running back. It would have been a big play for Etling. Instead, it's 3rd and 7.
Had Geis right there on the sideline, beat the coverage, just past the outstretched hands of the running back.
Kaylee.
You noted the patience you've seen out of Darius Geis. That is a lesson he says he's learned from Leonard Fournette. Geis doesn't want to get stopped in the backfield, and watching film, he noticed last season he was missing some big holes, getting 2 to 3 yards when he could have been getting 5 to 10, so Fournette taught him patience, how to read those blocks. You're seeing that payoff here.
Well, he's having a good night. Maybe kicking himself for that one, though. 3rd and 7, Etling out of the pocket, creates and hits his tight end, Colin Jeter, for a first down. But there's a marker on the field.
Holding, offense, 75. 10-yard penalty from spot and foul. Repeat, 3rd down.
So the first down catch for the tall, rangy Texan is going to go for naught. That's Tahuma with the penalty.
Tahuma having a good night tonight. I know it's a penalty. Watch the pocket presence here of Danny Etling, stepping up, tucking the ball away to protect it, yet still keeping his eyes down the field, deliver the pass to his tight end. His athleticism, his pocket presence. We even saw him down here rip off a 8-9 yard gain early. Didn't realize Danny Etling had that. We knew about the arm talent,
right.
Showing some athleticism, some great pocket awareness here tonight.
Just the poise.
Yeah.
That eluded Brandon Harris.
That's right.
So 3rd down and 17 for LSU. 27-10 here in their home opener. Etling again dancing in the pocket, waits for time, throws deep. Dupree down. Can't bring it in. And Al Harris Jr. was all over him. No penalty flag. And Etling comes up, hobbling a bit, favoring that right leg.
You can feel the ooh over the stadium here in Baton Rouge as the quarterback limps off the field. Etling giving Malachi Dupree another opportunity to go up and get that football. 6'4", 195. He's got to start coming down with some of those. Now 2 opportunities. He's too talented a player not to make plays on the football.
I think he'd even say he's been a bit of a disappointment here the last couple of weeks. And Jacksonville State will have it. Mr. Bartoleben fields that punt. Not exactly sure what happened to Etling on the play. Here's the look again. The good news is he headed to the field, headed off the field, looking okay. Coming into the second quarter, but it appears that he came up with a cramp on that last play. Dusty
grabbing the calf right there. Not used to playing out here. Sure, he's all amped up. First opportunity to get on the field,
and it's hot.
A little warm down here in the south.
He's from Terre Haute, Indiana. Transfer from Purdue, getting his first action as the LSU quarterback. And that is rocket. Thomas dumped by Kendall Beckwith as we go down to Kaylee.
Guys, it's just a cramp from Danny Etling. I'm told nothing to worry about.
Terrific.
Good to see Kendall Beckwith right there with the big hit, making the stop for no gain. A guy whose name we've not called very much. The defensive leader, has command of this defense. Very good tackler. And a guy that Dave Aranda is going to lean on this entire season to run this Tiger defense.
Jenkins, he's going to be hit from behind by Arden Key. There's his first sack tonight. Second team sack. The freshman All-American last year has a goal of 20. He's got 3 on the year.
You're going to see him right here bend this edge. Arden Key, all 6'6", 240 of him. He's long. Just a little dip and rip right there. No chance for Eli Jenkins. This guy's got NFL material written all over him as he takes down the Jacksonville State quarterback for his 3rd sack of the season. Passionate guy. Likes to show his emotion.
Jenkins has all day down the middle of the field for Kevin Spears. The transfer from LSU takes it into Tiger territory. He played in 12 games the last couple of years for the guys on the other side of the field. That's a reception of 42 yards.
Take a look. It's like Beckwith right there in man-to-man coverage. Loses his receiver. Big play right there on 3rd down for the Jacksonville State offense.
Eli Jenkins now 9 of 18, 171 through the air and a touchdown pass. Jenkins, the keeper, he'll get 3.
Breakdown in coverage right here from the LSU defense. We're going to see the former LSU Tiger, Kevin Spears, get free, running down the middle of the field.
How about that play from the New Orleans native?
I'd have to think the safety was going to come over the top and help out the linebacker. Blown coverage right there by the LSU Tigers. And on 3rd and long, giving this Jacksonville State offense second life.
2nd and 7 here. Jenkins. Again, time to throw, and he's just out of the reach of DeMontez Terry. Incomplete. Jamal Adams on the coverage for the Tigers. Evan Spears is wearing a Tigers uniform. The last 2 seasons, transferred to Jacksonville State, and you can transfer down from FBS to FCS without having to sit a year.
Good to see Eli Jenkins complete a pass here. Had plenty of time that last throw. Misses his right receiver. Where the All-American quarterback's got to step up.
Jenkins gets away. He is so elusive. Takes it toward the 1st down marker, but he's going to be about a half-yard short. Beckwith forced him out. Some words being exchanged down there. Pickup of 6. 4th down. So does John Gross do here?
He's going for it. You see Arden Key off the edge with the rip. Loses contain right there as he misses the sack. Opens the back door for Eli Jenkins. Tries to stretch the ball over the 1st down marker. Brings up a 4th and short.
Former high school coach rolling the dice. And it's Rock Thomas who got it. Remember, Tremaine Pope was John Gross's biggest offensive weapon last year. He's now with the Jets. And Rock Thomas, the transfer from Auburn. Nice find for John Gross. Thomas played for Gross at Oxford High School in Alabama. It's been a nice partnership for both.
Really appreciate one another. Had a great relationship there in high school. Rekindled that relationship back here at Jacksonville State. I know both of these guys to a man really appreciate one another.
It was Mr. Alabama a few years back. Jenkins in trouble, chased, got rid of it, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson having a night. Great return too. Midfield. and to the 45 of Jacksonville State. A 40-yard interception return for Jackson, who has been fantastic the last couple of weeks.
The LSU defense comes up with a big play right there to get their offense the football back. Should have watched the individual effort right here by the defensive end. It's gonna, as we're gonna watch Eli Jenkins roll to the right. They want to throw it back to Rock Thomas. You see the man-to-man coverage right there. Stays with him the whole way. It's where he wanted to go with the football. Wasn't there. Tries to force a throw. Dante Jackson with the big takeaway for the Tigers.
LSU created 3 turnovers at Lambeau Field. That is the first Jacksonville State turnover tonight. And here's Geis ripping off a big run. Gets a block in the secondary and takes it down to the 16-yard line. Darius Geis taking advantage of all the playing time with Fournette out.
Another gaping hole right there for Darius Geis coming off the left side. You see Clapp right there opening up a hole. Posick, the center. And the speed by Darius Geis in the open field.
Feed it to him again. That is his 15th carry. He's got 146 yards on the night now. He is creeping toward career highs for both. Tempo is up now for the Tigers. They pitch it back to Geis. We'll get a couple. 3rd down and about 3.
LSU trying to pick up the tempo. Wearing down that Jacksonville State defense. Going to slow it down here for 3rd down.
What have you thought of the play calling of Cam Cameron?
Really like what he's done for Danny Etling. Moving the pocket, some screen passes. Makeable throws for the quarterback in his debut here for LSU. With this offensive line really making hay, opened up gaping holes for Darius Geis and these LSU running backs.
Darrell Williams, the running back. But they give it to the fullback, Mouton, who's got a touchdown tonight. Look at that effort! Did he get in? Now they're going to mark him down at the 1. A 7-yard run by Burkeithen Mouton.
Stretched it. It's a good call by the official. The fullback showing some running back skills. The jump cut, a little patience.
They got 2 great fullbacks. John David Moore, a junior from Ruston, Louisiana, and this guy, Burkeithen Mouton, a sophomore out of Lafayette. 1st down, goal to go, Tigers. And it's Mouton again. And he ran into a wall of Gamecocks.
Wanted to go up top. Problem was, at 265, he's got my problem.
No up, no hops.
Can't jump.
I'm right there with you.
Come on, Clay, don't be modest. I heard you play above the rim in the basketball court.
You're hard of hearing. That's Geis. And he is stuffed. And so now 3rd down and goal. That was Saran Neal again. Sam linebacker wrapped him up.
Expect to see power football here at the LSU Tigers as they bring in J.D. Moore, bone-crushing, bruising fullback, decleating Wisconsin Badgers left and right a week ago. Been helping pave the way for Darius Geis, these LSU Tiger running backs. I'd watch 44 right here.
Neal had to come out of the game after losing his helmet. They're going to throw it. Etling. Tucks, runs, touchdown. And his grand night continues. He has shown some great leadership.
He's shown us everything here tonight, partner. Throwing the football, pocket presence, got some wheels on him. Thought they'd go power football right there, but the play action You know what Cam Cameron's thinking? Jacksonville State's thinking it's going to be power football, the play action, get him outside the pocket, walks into the end zone for another LSU touchdown.
Now with Hussein's extra point. 7 plays, 49 yards. Danny Etling takes it in. 34-10 Tigers. John Gross's Gamecocks have fallen behind now 34-10. We've talked about the rough patches for this LSU community. Jacksonville State has had some too. Let's go down to Kaylee.
Well, Clay, a month ago, Keegan Hill was on the practice field with his teammates preparing for his freshman season. Now he's in the intensive care unit at the UAB hospital, battling for his life. Now, he came into the football offices one morning complaining of a headache. No concussion symptoms were detected. So the trainer sent him on to a doctor for a CAT scan. That revealed fluid on his brain. He was scheduled for a very simple procedure to relieve the pressure. His family wasn't alarmed. But through the course of that surgery, he was infected by a very rare bacteria. Coach Gross says Hill's condition has brought everything into perspective for his team, and this team is hurting for one of their own.
Well, we wish Keegan the best. We hope he can pull out of there. As LSU makes a nice play on special teams. You know, Cam Wood, a defensive end for Jacksonville State last year, just before the national title game, suffered a stroke on the practice field. He is doing as well as he can. He's still with the team, but this team has had to deal with that. And Katie Beth Carter is a member of the JSU marching band. She was in a car accident this past week, lost her life. That university has dealt with a lot too the last 12 months or so.
John Gross, the right man to lead them when they're dealing with these tough times. Quality coach, quality man. Brandon Hall, the co-defensive coordinator, a good friend of mine going back to Oklahoma. Told me he's one of the finest men he's ever met. Coaching aside, he's a quality human being, quality man, great leader of men.
And they're not afraid to take on the big boys. We've seen that. Nearly beat Auburn last year. Catch made by Shaq Davidson, South Carolina transfer. Bring up 3rd down. John Gross in his 3rd year is coaching high school football just down the road at Oxford High School. Before getting the opportunity to coach at his alma mater.
Says he wants his guys to get better each and every day. That's their goal there. And he reminded us at the end of the year there's only one team that's happy. We've got lofty goals here at Jacksonville State.
The favorites in the Ohio Valley Conference again. Clemens snuffed out at the line of scrimmage.
Big stop there on 3rd and short. The LSU Tiger defense. Forcing the 4th down. Bring on the Jacksonville State punting team. This LSU defense really settled in after they give up the big touchdown to Crenwick Sanders there in the 2nd quarter. Tre'Davious White, that's a man that get the fireworks going here at Death Valley.
60-yard punt return earlier. Special teams has picked it up too here tonight after an impressive performance last week at Lambeau. Tre'Davious White cut down after a 2-yard return. Quick break, 47 seconds to go in the 3rd. LSU opening it up. Kick off your Week 1 NFL Sunday with ESPN NFL Insider Sunday edition at 10 a.m. Then at 11 a.m. Eastern, it's Sunday NFL Countdown presented by Snickers. LSU, 44 players in the NFL, more than anybody else, and that includes Alabama.
Talent-rich environment around here. Les Miles done an excellent job of recruiting players. NFL talent littered here in Baton Rouge.
Edling, incomplete. Looking for John David Moore. TCU Arkansas. Let's get an update from Brendan. What a pickup for TCU. Kenny Hill. Remember, a few years back, early Heisman contender at Texas A&M.
Kenny Trill.
Yeah.
Big night against South Carolina.
44 seconds to go here in the quarter. Edling. That's batted down. Darius Jackson, that high-energy man off the edge for Jacksonville State. Edling started 6 for 8 throwing the football. He's 0 for his last 5.
He's taking some shots down the field. Hasn't connected. And a nice play right here. You see the athletic Darius Jackson getting up, batting the ball down. Expected more out of him tonight. An explosive player with a great first step. Creates a lot of negative plays. All-American potential. Got NFL-type potential. Over 25 career tackles for loss.
And this is Darrell Williams, the junior from Marrero, Louisiana. How about that run to pick up the first down? And it's a gain of 20 yards. He has gotten around 60 carries each of the last 2 years. He didn't have any touches last week. You can see his shoe came off. He's been good tonight. Ran so fast,
ran out of his shoes.
Came out.
Both LSU running backs have been good tonight with Leonard Fournette out. Was anticipating seeing the All-American, but instead we'll settle for Darius Grice. Darrell Williams. This LSU offensive line been imposing their will. Open up big holes for this Tiger rushing attack.
Well, the first quarter was not what LSU wanted. Since then, it's been pretty good here in the home opener for the Tigers, leading 34-10 as we head to the fourth. Back in Baton Rouge after this timeout. Sad to hear that Mike the Tiger, the real Mike, has cancer, and that's why we don't see him on the field before games this season. The statue still looks good. Go to the fourth quarter, LSU with the lead, 34-10. The numbers much better this week for LSU offensively than they were in Wisconsin. Etling hit, ball comes out, and that was knocked out by Darius Jackson, and the Gamecocks have it.
Danny Etling's got to feel that pressure. Darius Jackson asked for him to make some plays a little bit ago. Comes up with a big one right there for the Gamecock defense. Coming right off the edge right here. He's standing up. Gets the ball out. Again, Danny Etling's got to do a better job of feeling that pressure, getting rid of the football.
Justin Thomas Thornton on the recovery. Second LSU turnover. I was just about to say that the offense, the last couple of quarters for LSU, pretty good. About 300 yards of total offense when they only had 257 the entire game last week. But now their second turnover. And Jenkins trying to attack on the very first play. But Golson can't make the catch. More on TCU Arkansas with Brendan. Wow. Big win for Brett Bielema's Hogs.
Huge. Eking out a win last week at home against La Tech. On the road to beat the Horned Frogs.
Jenkins. That's complete. Jamari Hester with the first down. And one thing tonight, Dusty, about the Gamecocks, they've been able to move the football. At times they've hurt themselves, but they've been pretty good getting it up and down.
They have, no question. Going tempo right here, up at the line of scrimmage. Eli Jenkins, we've seen some good, some bad. The athleticism from him.
Jenkins on a designed run. LSU ready for it. Dave Aranda moved his family to Baton Rouge during the most unsettling summer in city history, and he says he has been impressed by the people in this community. He feels at home here already. It was, like you said at the top of the broadcast, a little surreal last week at Lambeau Field going against his former team, but he likes his new home.
He does. You know, he's really enjoyed Les Miles and how he's navigated this program through these tough times. Said he's opened up the door for real conversations.
On 2nd and 11, Jenkins to the outside, and that is Davidson making the catch. Shaq Davidson short of the first down by a few yards. He said that the biggest thing he wanted to see from his defense tonight was improved tackling. Have you seen that?
At times, yes, absolutely. We've seen that. He also understands that the big switch from a 4-3 to a 3-4, guys learning new positions, new roles. You know, one thing that I noticed on film and he hit on as we met with him the other day, guys have to understand that everyone has a job. And there's so much talent, so much speed, so much athleticism here on this LSU Tiger defense. Guys want to make plays. They want to use their athleticism and make plays. He urges them that they allow the plays to come to them.
Hester with the first down reception. They'll move the chains.
Made a reference about Top Gun that I loved. You know, whenever Maverick and Goose leave their wingman, said his wife had it on the other day and it reminded him of this team. Never leave your wingman. Trust the guy next to you. It's about accountability. Guys understanding their gap and their role in this defense. And you're starting to see them buy into that here tonight. And he, as he said to us yesterday, week 2 will be better than week 1. Week 3 will be better than week 2. He expects a steady progression from this LSU Tiger defense. They got talent galore. The pieces are in place. And you know, Dave Aranda, with the success he had at Wisconsin, one of the best deep coordinators in the entire country.
Montez Terry can't make the catch. Jamal Adams was there on the coverage. And Jenkins already over 200 yards passing, and he nearly hooked up with Terry.
Several just misses tonight. We've seen several balls just out the outstretched hands of Gamecock wide receivers. In a game like this, they've got to find a way to complete those passes. Some of that's on Eli Jenkins, and sometimes your receivers got to find a way to make a play.
4 receivers, Clemens in the backfield. It will be Jenkins on the keeper. Man, I'll tell you, he is very good at that fake. That's what makes Jenkins so good. He's good at faking that handoff.
Read right there. He's reading the edge player. He's going to take the handoff. And if he's not, he's going to run. Arden Key, we've seen him making some hay out there today. Let's see if the defensive end outside linebacker got his hand in the dirt here. See if he can come up with some pressure on 3rd down.
Five-man rush. Jenkins steps up, tripped up, falls down. Another sack. This time it's Kendall Beckwith.
Beckwith with the sack.
See Arden Key coming off the edge here. In, out. Kendall Beckwith, the linebacker, who's also great at the line of scrimmage. In the blitz game, can put his hand in the ground. Excellent job rushing the passer. Gets a big sack there on 3rd down.
Loss of 5. And they'll keep the offense out there on 4th down. Why not? Under 11 minutes to go. Down 24 points. 9th play of the series. And did they get it off in time? Now they're going to call a timeout, and they got the timeout called just ahead of the play clock expiring.
Jacksonville State, first timeout of the half.
Monday Night Football back. Steelers, Redskins, Rams, 49ers. It's our doubleheader to start the year. Starts with Monday Night Countdown at 5 Eastern, served by Applebee's on ESPN. Dean Kelly is going to punt. The 2nd straight Australian punter the Gamecocks have had. LSU's had 3 since 2011. How about that?
Like the Aussies.
Yeah, both teams with punters from Australia.
Rugby-style kickers.
We're seeing more and more of that.
Very much in vogue.
Les Miles really comfortable with that pipeline. Delay a game here. Or perhaps a clock issue.
Delay of game, offense.
Yep.
The penalty is declined. 4th down.
I'll back him up a little bit. This will be the 7th punt tonight for Jacksonville State. Unless they bring the offense back out. Yes, they are. So John Gross going back and forth here in the 4th quarter. Never a bad decision to put it in the hands of Eli Jenkins on 4th down and 12 from the 34-yard line. Contact the secondary, but good coverage all around by White. Incomplete, and LSU will take over on downs. It's been a tumultuous summer in Louisiana, especially here in the Baton Rouge area. For tonight's AT&T Inside Access, we send it down to Kaylee, who's from this great city.
Well, Clay, 60,000 homes in South Louisiana have been affected by this flood, and in the tight-knit community of Denham Springs, about 10 minutes east of Baton Rouge, 90% of homes there were flooded. A return to normalcy the past couple of days in Denham Springs. While the high school there not functional, the football field serviceable. They held a pep rally on Thursday night, the first community-wide event since the flood, and then a game last night, a 47-0 win for Denham Springs over Terra. A return to normalcy for folks to forget about all of the burdens this flood has brought upon them, if only for a night.
Kaylee, do you have any family affected by this?
I did not, in terms of our homes, between my parents and 3 siblings here, but my stepfather's businesses here did take a hit. The most troubling aspect of that for him was the fact that his employees were suffering in such a way. He had 5 of 20 managers in his stores homeless, 100 of his employees, when he wanted to have his employees at work so that they could be making money to support their families in such dire circumstances. It was such an effort to get things back up and running as quickly as possible.
It's been awful, but it's also been great to see how people have come together.
Absolutely.
Here in the Delta South. It's been absolutely amazing. 2nd down and 5 here for LSU. They've got the ball. Danny Etling at quarterback. Darius Geis on the carry, gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard or 2 more. I was talking with Paul Maneri, the LSU baseball coach, before the game, and he said he was impressed by the people who have fishing boats, motorboats. They called themselves the Cajun Navy, and people who had their own boat went around all the city streets and rescued people from homes. The loss of life would have been much more, he said, if people hadn't just taken it upon themselves to get their own motorboat and go rescue people.
The pictures, the videos you've seen from around Baton Rouge, how this community's come together, helping one another through this tough time. Tough to put into words how much this community has leaned on one another and helped each other really through an unthinkable time with all these floods.
And guys, the athletes of LSU, such incredible efforts by every athletic team on this campus to get out into the community, whether it was the football team visiting a shelter. I was with the softball team as they were demoing homes one after another, everyone with a hammer and a crowbar in their hands. The basketball team, track and field swimming. It is not an overstatement to say that every student athlete at LSU did all they could to lend a hand to the community.
Thanks, Kaylee. And we wish the best to everybody as they continue to recover here in the Baton Rouge area. 9 minutes to go here in Baton Rouge. 34-10 LSU. Tomorrow on ESPN, the U.S. Open Men's Singles Championship. #1 seed Novak Djokovic and the 3rd seed Stan Wawrinka playing in his first Open final. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. LSU leading 34-10 in their home opener. Jacksonville State with the football. This is Eli Jenkins, the All-American in the FCS last year. Led him to the national championship game. Picks up the first down. Donnie Alexander escorted him out. There is Danny Etling, who came in at the start of the second quarter. Had a terrific second quarter. Led LSU on 3 straight touchdown drives. But really, since then, not much again for this LSU offense.
And I'm sure Les Miles is going to talk with Mr. Etling about taking care of the football. 2 turnovers here in the second half. Took a shot to Malachi Dupree up top. It was intercepted. And Darius Jackson, a couple of possessions ago, came up with a big sack, strip fumble. But I just think the way the offense moved in the second quarter, you see what Danny Etling is capable of. Gives you a glimpse of what this LSU Tiger offense can look like with quality quarterback play.
Another first down with Clemens on that run. Here's the Tigers' schedule with Mississippi State next week here in Baton Rouge. The Bulldogs, of course, got beat by South Alabama in week 1. LSU goes to Auburn in week 4. They are 9-9 against the SEC West the last 3 years, and they haven't beat Alabama since 2011. Alabama lurking down the line after a bye week for LSU. Right off the shoulder pad. In the secondary, that was Ed Paris in on the coverage. Jenkins took a pop here.
Big Rashard Lawrence from the inside. Little inside move on the guard. Big hit on Eli Jenkins. Quarterbacks don't like it when big 300-pounders come tumbling down on top of them.
You look at that schedule for LSU, and provided things can continue to improve with Danny Etling or whomever at quarterback, what do you give them for their chances in the SEC West this year?
Well, Alabama's clearly the class of the SEC and all of college football for that matter. But I think with the talent on this football team, if they can get quality quarterback play, a guy like Leonard Fournette, we've seen Darius Geis here tonight, show that he's a quality running back in itself. Thought this offensive line's really picked it up. Dave Aranda's going to continue to mold this defense, get them playing at a high level. Not ready to count the Tigers out just yet, but it is imperative that the Danny Etling we saw in the second quarter is the quarterback that leads this Tiger football team moving forward if they are going to be a real player in the SEC.
There's Clemens, first down. Jacksonville State. Kayla, you saw Auburn last week.
Well, after that game against Clemson, a game much closer than I think a lot of people projected it would be, Deshaun Watson told me after the game that he felt Auburn's defense was better than anybody was going to give them credit for. That front line with Carl Lawson leading the way, he's the guy that makes things go up there. But the fact is that staff is comfortable rotating 10 guys up there. That's how you keep legs fresh to keep bringing pressure on defense.
And it's got to be a good year for Gus Malzahn. After a disappointing season a year ago. Evan Spears has been targeted here a little bit tonight. The LSU transfer, another catch.
Pressure on a lot of coaches here in the SEC. You mentioned Gus Malzahn, not expected there in Auburn. One of my former coaches, Kevin Sumlin, down there at A&M, trying to get it going with Trevor Knight. A big win in week 1 against UCLA. Handled Prairie View A&M here today, and obviously Les Miles we've talked about.
Seat was really hot coming into this week. As we go under 6 minutes, Jenkins to the outside and incomplete, intended for Johnson. 3rd down and 5. Dusty, how important was it tonight for LSU not just to win, but win convincingly? And I wouldn't say that it's been overwhelming here by any stretch.
I think it's very important. I think the biggest thing, though, we've talked about coming in here tonight is what's this LSU offense going to look like? Can Brandon Harris get them going? He couldn't get them going in the first quarter. Give Les Miles and Cam Cameron credit. Taking a chance on Danny Etling, who had showed them through practice that he deserved the opportunity to get. It gives you a glimpse of what this offense can look like. It hasn't been as good here in the second half as it was early on for Etling, but clearly an upgrade at the quarterback position.
Jenkins got rid of it just in time. Grabbed by Johnson. First down to the 15. Ball comes out at the end, but they're going to mark him out at the 13-yard line. Anthony Johnson with a 20-yard play. And Jacksonville State knocking on the door.
Savion Smith, the quarterback here, taking a chance, breaking on the route. Risk reward. When you break on a football like that and you come up empty, opens the door for big plays for the Jacksonville State offense.
So 5.5 to go, and Jacksonville State driving. A comfortable lead here for LSU late. 24 points. 9th play of the drive. Jenkins to the end zone. Contact. No flag. So provided LSU goes on to finish this thing off, is that seat still going to be warm for Les Miles? You know, are the talk shows going to be still very critical of him?
I don't think that a win over Jacksonville State is going to hush any of the talk. So I think the only way you do that, if you're Les Miles, is continue to get your football team better, win some SEC West games, I think, of the utmost importance. Find a way to beat Alabama when they come right here in Death Valley.
I think he's going to be applauded for the decision to go with Etling when he did, because it was not going well after 2 series with Harris. Clemens for 3.
Got to take the man at his word. That's exactly what we were told yesterday, and that's what we saw here today. Said if it's a slow start, got to turn the page and give other people opportunities. That's what this is about. Guys are going to get opportunities. Make the most out of them when you get that chance. And Danny Etling clearly was a spark for this LSU football team in the second quarter. 3 offensive touchdowns. The big punt return by Tre'Davious White. The game changed when Les Miles inserted Danny Etling into the quarterback spot.
Justin Owens in the backfield here for the first time for the Gamecocks. Jenkins, that was nearly picked off. Tipped in the secondary by Lewis. Savion Smith, pardon me.
Lewis Neal had a good rush there from the outside. More of an edge player in this new 3-4 scheme. Comes off the edge, and we see Savion Smith there with good man-to-man coverage. The freshman getting his hand in there, breaking it up. 92. Lewis Neal, the senior. Last year, more of an edge, 5 technique defensive end. Having to slide into this 3-4 scheme right there on 3rd down. They went 4 down. His natural position, getting up the field, bending the tight edge there. Creating the pass to come out before Eli Jenkins wanted. Forcing the field goal.
There's a flag down.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Let's make it 5 yards longer for Stinnett. He hit a 30-yarder back in the first quarter to give Jacksonville State the early lead. Eli Jenkins, he's going to have another big year for Jacksonville State, without a doubt.
There's no question about that play.
This will be a 33-yard attempt for Stinnett. And it's 34-13 with 4:27 on the clock. Back here in Baton Rouge, Clay Matvick, Dusty Dvorak, Kaylee Hartung, 34-13 here in Death Valley. They are proud of 3 national championships, including that one in the middle, 2003. Which we'll talk about in a second. 4:21 to play. Let's go back to the Sugar Bowl off that 2003 season. It was in January of 04. Look at how young Nick Saban looks. There's my partner, Dusty Dvorak, a little heavier back then, a little more hair too.
Could have at least given me a highlight here, fellas. Jeez.
Getting run on.
My goodness. Oh, great. I still, by the way, I still can't stand confetti after that deal.
Kaylee was a youngster then. Holy cow.
I was having a rough night. Kaylee was having a party.
What do you remember about this, Kaylee?
I was right there in the Superdome with my family. cheering against Dusty. It was a great time. I was a freshman in college, and never a bad time when you're in New Orleans with a bunch of your friends.
You haven't aged a day, I'm telling you. Justin McMillan in the game now at quarterback, and that's Nick Brissett with the run of 18 yards. A couple of youngsters that Les Miles is very high on.
Yes, they are. Talked with the coaches about this quarterback, McMillan, from Texas, 2 6A state championships there at Cedar Hill. 6A, the biggest classification in the state of Texas, goes 1 through 6A. Very talented young man that really Cam Cameron very excited about. Big future, high ceiling for the freshman.
So again, Les Miles predicted and was proven right to use 3 quarterbacks tonight. Another run for Brissett. Justin McMillan, left-handed quarterback. There's Brandon Hall, co-defensive coordinator for Jacksonville State. You guys go back a long way.
That's my guy right there. Picked me up my official recruiting visit, which was bumpy at best. Coming in on a single-engine Cessna, my official recruiting visit. Ice on the tarmac. Almost missed the runway. We get out of the plane. Brandon Hall there to greet me in Norman, Oklahoma.
Welcome to Oklahoma. We're glad you're alive.
The other coach there, Seth Luttrell. You and I are going to be next week in Gainesville. Seth Luttrell now the new head coach at North Texas. So, you know, Brandon Hall, going back to him, a guy that learned under Brent Venables, his understudy, high football IQ. Done a great job here at Jacksonville State as a co-defensive coordinator. One of the better defenses in the FCS. I think if Brent Venables continues to put together defenses like he has at Clemson, it's only a matter of time before he gets his opportunity as a head coach. I'd be stunned if Brandon Hall isn't a part of that staff.
Playing for a good team. Third down at 4. Nick Brissett out of University High School right here in Baton Rouge gets the first down, and he's pushed out at around the 40-yard line. He had just 12 carries last year. He figures to get more here this season.
Shifty, local product, as you mentioned. Got the Overcoming Adversity Award in the springtime after an injury. Hard worker. Getting some opportunities here late in this one.
Again, Leonard Fournette did not suit up here tonight. That left ankle injury that was retweaked in the Wisconsin game at the very end, keeping him out. I think the rain that fell beforehand too. We had that lightning and weather delay and pushed us back about an hour. And once that track got wet, I'm sure the coaching staff talked about it and said, why do we really even need to risk this?
We need that man healthy for SEC play.
Drake Davis spinning after the catch. It's out near the 20. Don't forget NFL Insiders, the Sunday edition, 10 a.m. It's going to get started then at 11 a.m. Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers. I think Randy Moss is going to have stuff to say this year on that show.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite personalities.
Got good wit, funny, knows his football.
McMillan again to Brissett. There's a little wiggle room up the middle. So all in all, how do you grade this out for LSU in all 3 phases, offense, defense, special teams?
Slow start offensively, but I think you got to give the LSU offense a solid B post first quarter. Their ability to put up some touchdowns, move the football. Darius Guy shows he can be a reliable running back if Leonard Fournette isn't able to go at any point in time in the season. But the offensive line was very good here tonight, protecting, opening up holes. Tell you what, that guy right there sitting there, Leonard Fournette, as good as I've seen since one of my former teammates, Adrian Peterson. Very similar in the way they play the game of football. Can't wait to watch him as he gets back to full health.
McMillan picks up the first down with under a minute to go.
Defensively, they gave up some plays. They bowled their back when they had to. Kept Jacksonville State out of the end zone. I'm sure still Dave Aranda would like to see more out of his defense. And I thought special teams tonight exceptional for the LSU Tigers.
But everybody tomorrow is going to be talking about Danny Etling and the spark that he brought to the offense. 7 for 15, 119 passing. Threw a touchdown pass, also ran one in. And Darius Geis, he was very good tonight. 155 on the ground. 19 carries, a new career high for him. He was used a lot in Fournette's absence.
We talked about it in the onset. With Leonard Fournette out, other guys would have to step up. Guys stepped up. Etling, when given the opportunity, he stepped up. And I think with Danny Etling, as you read the numbers, the overall numbers aren't great. But if you just take a snapshot of that second quarter, if you pop that film in and watch the things he did, that's something you can coach off of.
And this is Leonard Fournette, Leonard's brother, getting some work here in the fourth quarter. Well, LSU secures victory. That was the most important thing for Les Miles, but he saw some improvement in some key areas. Also very important.
Yes,
34-13 the final. LSU now 1-1 on the season. They'll host Mississippi State next week.
It was better this week. It needs to be even better next week as they get into SEC play. Taking on a Mississippi State team that, even though had a rough week last week, they're going to be ready to go.
Let's go down to Kayla.
Coach, what differences did you observe in your offense tonight versus a week ago?
Well, we threw the ball a little bit more efficient. We ran the football without issues, and better offensively. Defense was really strong, and I think our special teams was potentially a dominant part of our team.
What did you learn about Danny Etling tonight?
Well, Danny can run a team. Danny can make some plays, but he wasn't perfect by any stretch. And we'll look at this and the mistakes that were made, and we'll learn from it. This is a good football team. That quarterback, that defense that they have is pretty strong.
Will Danny Etling be your starting quarterback next weekend?
I don't know. That's a long way away from now.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Do you want to answer that, Dusty? Do you think Danny's the starting quarterback against Mississippi State?
Yes, I think without question. I think he proved enough here tonight. And I think it's a combination of what he was able to do in that second quarter. See with the big throw to Sean Smith and the sidelines. But also the ineffectiveness of Brandon Harris once again. So yeah, Danny Etling, he's your quarterback. This offense, this team responded when he was inserted. And I think you start to mold your offense around him moving forward.
The Purdue transfer getting a shot in Baton Rouge, and those numbers aren't too shabby. Again, far from perfect. The second half was not anything like that second quarter, but he did ignite a spark in this offense, which it desperately was lacking and needed.
They went 5 quarters of stagnant offense, and then we got an explosion in the second quarter here tonight when he was inserted. So what they desperately needed, what they were looking for, poise from the quarterback, the ability to throw the football down the field. I thought Cam Cameron did a good job helping out his quarterback in his debut for the Tigers.
Mississippi State next week. Then they go to the Plains. They're at Auburn September 24th to close out the month. Mizzou at home. Southern Miss is going to be no walk in the park when they step out of conference. And again, a bye week before seeing the Crimson Tide, who have beaten them 5 straight times.
Mississippi State at Auburn, at Florida, at Arkansas, but you do get Ole Miss at home, Alabama coming right here to Death Valley, end up at Texas A&M. It's no picnic, it's no cakewalk, and this is an LSU Tiger team loaded with talent. Maybe they found their quarterback, but they're going to have to continue to improve if they're going to get to where they want to go.
Back down to Kaylee with the quarterback.
Well, Danny, coming into this game, what was your understanding of the opportunity you could have tonight?
Just like every game, I prepared like I was going to play, and kind of got an opportunity there. The coaches decided to give me the nod, and I tried to go out and make the most of it.
Well, you came in and you had 3 drives that ended in touchdowns. How do you describe the emotions you felt as you had success so quickly?
I feel the same emotions as if I was on the sideline. Just anytime our team scores, I always feel very happy and very glad to be a part of the team. And it's just a nice experience to be a part of the LSU.
As soon as you got the call from your offensive coordinator that you were going in, I saw you on the sidelines taking ownership immediately. What reaction did you feel? What support did you feel from your teammates once you put your helmet on?
I had good support from everyone. Everyone on the team was very enthusiastic and ready to kind of back me up with anything that I may need. And it was a nice feeling to have.
What conversations did you and Brandon Harris have on the sidelines tonight?
He was super supportive, a great guy, and obviously he was trying to talk to me about some things that he saw and other things. So, we had some good communication, and he's still a great guy.
Thanks, Danny.
No problem.
Well, LSU had just 257 yards of total offense against Wisconsin. They had 371 tonight. Basically, all of those yards coming after the first quarter. So in just 3 quarters with him at quarterback, this offense looked very different.
Much better. We saw improvement. Danny Etling seems to be the quarterback of the future. Got to take care of the football more, learn from his mistakes tonight. This LSU Tiger team will be in much better shape.
34-13, the final coming up next. Alabama State and Alcorn.